Is your ZZ plant just sitting there? Not growing, not changing, just existing? You're not alone. The Zamioculcas zamiifolia, or ZZ plant, is famous for being almost indestructible, but sometimes even these tough guys need a little help. They're a favorite for a reason: stunning glossy leaves and a super low-maintenance vibe. But what do you do when yours seems to have hit a permanent pause button? Today, we are going to dive deep into the common reasons your ZZ plant isn't growing and exactly what you can do to trigger a burst of beautiful new shoots. We'll cover everything from the absolute basics to some more advanced tips that will turn you into a ZZ plant pro. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan to get your plant thriving again. First, let's talk about the #1 factor: light. You've probably heard that ZZ plants are low-light tolerant, and while that's true, tolerant doesn't mean thrives. If your plant is in a dark corner, it's not going to die, but it's also not going to grow much. It's in survival mode. For active growth, ZZ plants need bright, indirect light. Think of a spot near an east-facing window or a few feet back from a south or west-facing window. Too little light leads to slow, weak, and sometimes leggy growth as the stems stretch for a light source. On the flip side, too much direct sun is a big no-no. If you see yellowing or brown, crispy spots on the leaves, it's a sign of sunburn. So, the sweet spot is bright, filtered light. Move your plant around and see where it seems happiest. Now, let's get into the most common mistake people make with ZZ plants: watering. Overwatering is the fastest way to kill a ZZ. These plants have large, potato-like rhizomes under the soil that store water, making them incredibly drought-tolerant. When you water too often, the soil stays soggy, the rhizomes can't breathe, and they begin to rot. Rhizome rot is usually a death sentence. So, how do you water correctly? The golden rule is to let the soil dry out completely between waterings, and I mean completely. You can use your finger to check the top few inches, but for a ZZ, it's best to check even deeper, or just wait until the pot feels very light. When you do water, water thoroughly until it runs out of the drainage holes. Then, let it drain completely and don't let it sit in a saucer of water. Underwatering is much less of a risk. The plant might go dormant and stop growing, but it will usually bounce back once you give it a drink. Yellowing leaves and mushy stems at the base are classic signs of overwatering. Wrinkled stems are a sign of thirst. Tied directly to watering is the soil. Because they are so susceptible to root rot, ZZ plants absolutely must have well-draining soil. If your plant is still in the dense, heavy soil it came in from the nursery, that could be a huge part of the problem. That kind of soil holds on to moisture for way too long. The ideal mix is something airy and gritty. A great DIY recipe is equal parts potting soil, perlite, and orchid bark or cactus mix. This creates plenty of air pockets and allows water to flow through freely, preventing it from getting waterlogged. If you're not a fan of mixing your own, a pre-made cactus or succulent soil is a good alternative. We'll talk more about when to repot later, but choosing the right soil is a non-negotiable step for a healthy, growing ZZ plant. What about feeding? This is one area where less is definitely more. ZZ plants are very light feeders. They get most of what they need from their soil. Fertilizing too much or too often can cause chemical burn to the roots and rhizomes, which will stop growth in its tracks. The best time to fertilize is during the growing season, which is typically spring and summer. And even then, do it sparingly. Maybe once every month or two is plenty. Use a balanced, all-purpose liquid fertilizer, but dilute it to half or even a quarter of the recommended strength. If you just repotted your plant into fresh soil, you can skip fertilizing for at least 6 months, as the new soil will have plenty of nutrients. And never, ever fertilize a dormant or struggling plant. It just adds more stress. Let's quickly touch on their environment. ZZ plants are native to Eastern Africa, so they appreciate warm temperatures and average household humidity. They are happiest in temperatures between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. They are not fans of the cold. Keep them away from drafty windows, doors, or air conditioning vents. Sudden cold drafts can shock the plant and stunt its growth. As for pests, the good news is that ZZ plants are rarely bothered by them. Their tough, waxy leaves are a natural deterrent. However, it's always a good idea to periodically check for common culprits like spider mites or mealybugs, especially if you have other houseplants nearby. A quick wipe down of the leaves every now and then not only keeps them looking glossy, but also helps you spot any potential issues early. Okay, so you've double-checked the light, perfected your watering, and made sure the soil is just right. How do you give your ZZ plant that extra push to start producing new shoots? First, do a quick review. Is it truly getting enough bright, indirect light? Are you positive you're letting it dry out completely? These are the fundamentals. Next, consider a little pruning. If you have any leaves that are yellow, brown, or damaged, go ahead and snip them off at the base of the stem with a clean pair of shears. This allows the plant to redirect its energy from maintaining a dying leaf to producing new growth. You can even prune away one of the oldest outermost stems to encourage the plant to focus its energy on the central rhizome and push out new shoots from there. Another great step is to perform a rhizome health check. This is easiest to do when you're repotting. Gently remove the plant from its pot and brush away the soil. Healthy rhizomes should be firm, light-colored, and plump. If you find any that are dark, mushy, or smell bad, that's rot. You'll need to cut those sections away with a sterile knife or shears. Make sure you remove all the rotted parts, even if it means sacrificing a stem. It's better to save the rest of the plant. If you have a large clump of healthy rhizomes, you can even take this opportunity to propagate by dividing them and creating new plants. Repotting itself can also trigger new growth, especially if the plant is root-bound. How can you tell? If you see roots coming out of the drainage holes, or if the plastic pot is bulging, it's probably time. When you upsize, choose a pot that is only about 1 to 2 inches larger in diameter. Putting it in a pot that's too big increases the risk of overwatering because the extra soil will hold moisture for too long. Give it fresh, well-draining soil, and this fresh start can be just what it needs to send up a new spear. And finally, the most important tip of all, be patient. ZZ plants are notoriously slow growers. It's their nature. They might only put out a few new stems a year, even in perfect conditions. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Growth happens in spurts. Sometimes, what looks like stunted growth is actually just the plant's natural dormancy period. ZZ plants often rest during the fall and winter when there's less light and cooler temperatures. During this time, they won't grow at all, and that's perfectly normal. They'll also need even less water during this period. The difference is that a dormant plant still looks healthy, whereas a plant with a growth issue might have yellowing leaves or other signs of stress. So if it's winter and your plant looks fine otherwise, just let it be. It's probably just sleeping. And if you're feeling adventurous and want more ZZ plants, they are incredibly easy to propagate. You can divide the rhizomes as we discussed, or you can take a stem cutting or even a single leaf cutting. Just let it callus over for a few hours and then stick it in soil or water. It takes a very long time to grow a new rhizome and plant this way, but it's a fun and rewarding process. So, let's quickly recap. To get your ZZ plant growing, give it plenty of bright, indirect light. Water only when the soil is bone dry. Use a chunky, well-draining soil mix. Fertilize sparingly during the growing season. And be patient. These plants operate on their own timeline. Don't be afraid to check the rhizomes for rot and prune away old leaves to encourage new energy. With a little attention to these key areas, you can absolutely bring your ZZ plant back from its growth slump and enjoy those beautiful, glossy new shoots. You've got this. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more plant care tips. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's your biggest ZZ plant challenge? Let's chat about it. See you in the next one.